If you're listening right now to the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we know something about you. We know that you're obsessed with Little House on the Prairie.
For more than half a century, Little House on the Prairie, the series and the books have been bright lights for people all over the world who seek out goodness, decency, and human connection.
Here on the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast, we celebrate everything that made Little House so special.
The stories, the characters, the actors, and the messages that have made Little House iconic family television.
And a perfect counterpoint to a world that feels like it's going off the rails every day.
Where is Michael Landon when we need him most? I'm your host, Pamela Bob.
And I'm your prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim.
And I'm Dean Butler.
Our hashtag imaginary boyfriend. Join us for our loving, quirky, and often irreverent conversations about the finest family drama in the history of television.
And the imperfect people who made it that way.
In this third season, we are extremely grateful for the support of visitsimivalley.com for their continuing sponsorship of Little House on the Prairie and the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast. Hi, Bonnet Heads. Wow, caught us mid-conversation. Not going to tell you what that was about. I'm Pamela Bob, your host and the creator and star of Living on a Prairie and your super fan. And I'm here with our wonderful prairie bitch, Allison Arngrim, who's in NYC, who I don't think I'm seeing. Well, that was it. I can't believe we missed each other.
We're seeing each other because you didn't get until late.
I know.
It's
Ridiculous. And also, we are here with my hashtag imaginary boyfriend, Dean Butler.
At least I'm your imaginary boyfriend. Yeah.
So I'm claiming
that is. I love that. That's very sweet. I know I'm not Allison's imaginary boyfriend. We've established that. So
hey, you need to be brought down every now and then too. Okay. You can't get cocky.
Seriously, think about it. Would you want to be my imaginary boyfriend?
I'm just so delighted to be your friend.
Yes,
that's
what you are.
That's like I think. I really feel like the distance. Not that we've ever could not have been friends, but all the things that we've done together in the last 5 or 6 years, I feel like we've become good friends.
Yeah,
I totally appreciate you and what you bring. And that's been a really great thing. So, okay, I'm not your imaginary boyfriend, but I'm your friend.
Yes.
Actual, not imaginary friend.
Not to mention, it always freaked me out in the Cinnamon Chicken episode because I think you guys look like brother and sister. And I was like, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. They're on a date. No.
We did no business being together. That's why.
Whatsoever. Anyway, Allison, how was New York? How was your show?
New York is amazing. I'm going to catch a Broadway show tonight and all that. So I did my show. 4 shows back to back. Am I tired? Yes, I am. I went to the beautiful Foundry.
Because you had the Berkshires too.
Oh, the Berkshires, the Foundry, which is great. If you've never been to the Foundry Theater in the Berkshires, go see a show. Go be in a show. It's a great place. So I did a Friday night and a Saturday matinee and a Saturday night, and they were all sold out. And
amazing.
Really fun. And there's a clothing store, and I bought a jacket, a big pink fuzzy Care Bear jacket. I had so much fun. And then got up and took the train to New York. Got to my room, took a nap, turned around, went to the theater, did a 4 show, and then went out to dinner at Nellie's restaurant in Manhattan, which I do like.
Oh, that's great. That's right in the theater district.
Got the chicken and everything. It's lovely. And then passed out and slept for 12 hours, and then got up, started running around. Today I had an interview at Sirius Radio. I had an interview with the French. I had a whole French Zoom call thing I did, and then after this I'm running up the street to go catch a show.
What are you seeing?
Awesome. What are you seeing?
I'm going to see Dog Day Afternoon.
Ooh, okay. Report back. I haven't seen that one. There's a lot of stuff
I kept thinking this is a play. This is a play, right? And now it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yep. Okay.
Awesome.
Interesting.
Awesome.
Okay. Cool. What about
Dean? You're in New York City now. I just want to make a quick note that we are looking forward. We don't normally promo who we're having on the show, but I think this is sort of fun. We are having someone we've been looking forward to visiting with for a long time, Melora Hardin, who of course appeared early in her career on Little House and is done The Office and has done so
80
many
million
different things.
Her IMDb is insane.
Right.
She has never stopped working.
Ever.
But then until The Office, I mean, I loved her on Transparent. She was so completely not like who she is on Transparent. But then The Office hit, and now people know her by name. But if you look at her frickin' resume, she's never stopped working since she was a child. She was on everything.
She started as a little girl and has cranked it out ever since, and is a really nice person.
Yeah.
I did a musical with her years ago called A Lovely Way to Spend an Evening. It was a little review thing, and she stepped into it and was just lovely.
Oh,
so
that's great.
yeah, she's terrific.
She's awesome.
Nice
Okay,
voice,
so
nice singer.
That'll be coming that will drop probably in June.
Early June.
Early June.
Either the very end of May or early June. So keep an eye on that.
Yep. And I'm back. I'm home. I'm
Finally,
tired.
from Utah.
But feel very fulfilled, which is very nice.
Yeah.
And then, this is the new news that you guys don't even know about.
Oh my
Okay.
God! Wow!
You have another show?
Yeah. I have
Terrified.
been
What now?
asked. So Sting has his show, The Last Ship, that was on Broadway about 10 years ago.
Yes.
And he's for 10 years has been sort of revamping it and reworking it, and he's been touring it all over the world. So he's doing it at the Metropolitan Opera House the second week of June, and I shall be in it.
You're in the Sting show. Oh my God!
God. Pamela, what?
Which is insane.
What are you doing?
So apparently it's a full stage. So there's the cat. They've been doing it all around the world, but apparently there's like a 16-person chorus that sort of backs up the whole thing. So a friend of mine is the music director for it, and he called me and he said, "Will you do this?" And I said, "Okay." You know what the funniest thing is that everyone's like, "Oh my God, you're going to be singing at the Met. You're going to sing at the Met." And my answer is, actually, this will be the 7th or 8th show I've done at the Met, because when I was a child, I was in the children's chorus at the Metropolitan Opera and the City Opera.
Wow.
So I've done, my first opera there was Franco Zeffirelli's Falstaff. I've done 7 operas at the Metropolitan Opera House. So what's nice about this is this is my old stomping grounds. Like, this is where we hung out every day, all day, for 2 years when I was a child. So I have a lot of memories at the Met and Lincoln Center and just that whole area of Manhattan. And
it's such a
so
great
it'll be
vibe
so
in
fun to be back there. It'll be so
how great
so
for
fun.
you.
I just
Pamela.
love how she can toss it. Well, I've done 7 operas.
I know, it's really crazy.
Yeah, at the Metropolitan,
Madam.
not just operas around the corner somewhere, but at the
I could
Metropolitan.
still sing you word for word verbatim from Tosca and La Boheme and all those shows. Yeah.
Oh my God! Yes,
I know. It was fun.
Congratulations,
And you know who
Pamela,
I
that's
did
great.
the opera with? Sarah. I grew up with Sarah Jessica Parker's siblings. And so it was her 2 youngest siblings, Allegra and Aaron. What's up, Allegra and Aaron? Who I grew up with, and they were, showbiz kids, and they went, come along with us. And so that's how I got in it. So we did it all together.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know. Fun. Anyway, that's my latest.
Wowzers.
That's great.
I know,
That's
so
great.
crazy.
Yeah. So
But
what are the
Sting,
dates?
that's
What are
new.
the dates
Sting's
on
new.
that going to be?
I believe I think the performances are the second week of June, and I know we're
Oh, wow.
rehearsing
It's like
the
right
first
now.
week.
It's
Yeah.
in a
It's-
minute.
I start rehearsing in a couple weeks. Yeah.
Wow.
Like now, like yikes.
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
so Dean, we're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma in June, aren't we?
I think we are.
I think we are.
But I
That's
don't. But
right.
I don't know. We'll tell you more about that.
And I'm definitely going to Burr Oak. I'm going to Burr Oak on the 27th of June.
Yes.
I will be in Burr
Yes.
because I'm getting my Laura Ingalls bingo card officially pulled. I have been to Walnut Grove. I have been to Independence, Kansas. I have been to De Smet, like a couple times. I've been to most of the places a couple times. Independence once. I've been to Mansfield, where she wound up and she wrote the books like a billion times. Been to Walnut Grove. I've been to almost everything, and I've even been to Rosa's house in San Francisco. Okay, so I've liked it. And
I haven't
which is
done that.
really nice. I didn't get to go in, but I got to go see it. It's amazing. But now I'm finally going to Burr Oak, so I'm like.
Done.
Laura Ingalls
in
history
a
card.
universe of tiny sites, the Burr Oak is the tiniest of sites.
They said there's a parade. They said it won't be very long.
It couldn't possibly be.
Oh, bless them.
It's really
That is
tiny.
so sweet.
When a reporter interviewed me, it was very nice, and she was in like the actual city that is nearby, and said, "Oh, you're probably staying here." I said, "I might be staying in Burr Oak." She goes, "No, dear, you're not staying in Burr Oak."
Right. What's Decorah? You're probably staying in Decorah.
Yes, she said, "You're staying in Decorah." I went, "Oh, am I?"
Right.
She goes, "Well, you kind of
which is a very pretty little community.
Yeah,
very pretty little community.
Lovely.
So for you, this is going to be fun because being a hotel owner yourself, the major feature of Burr Oak is the Masters Hotel.
Yes.
And so you'll be able to compare notes on your hotel and the Masters Hotel. Yeah. I think your hotel was far more elegant than the Masters Hotel.
Well, then I've also read, because I read Pioneer Girl and all that stuff, and I've read about that her experience at the Masters Hotel was apparently not fun.
No,
things were harsh in Burr Oak.
Tough little community.
It's like the dark chapter of the prairie. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
That's cool. I know.
It's you. It's the dark side.
Right.
Well, speaking of dark side, there's a natural transition. We've got something to talk about today.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Should we get to this?
Yes. But first, from UB & Go and Prairie Partners, and visit SeeMeValley.com, and you are patrons, without whom this podcast would not be possible. This is a Little House on the Prairie 50th anniversary podcast. Okay, this episode was a shockaroonie. I haven't seen it in a very long time. And trigger warning for everyone. This is a very sensitive episode. Okay, Dean, what are we talking about?
So today we're talking about episode 8 of season 6. This is The Return of Mr. Edwards. Premiered on August 5th, 1979. The episode was directed by Michael Landon. You would expect this episode, Michael would have done this one. Written by Arthur Heineman, shot by Ted Voigtlander, produced by Kent McCrae. Allison, what is this about?
Well, Michael did not shy away from things we've been talking about, how he faced the issues head on. This is one of those. Buckle up. Yeah. The Return of Mr. Edwards is actually one of the series' darkest examinations of despair. It really is. After a crippling logging accident leaves Isaiah unable to walk, which, remember, in the 1800s was a big thing. It wasn't like modern technology. They could help you out. You're like the man who once embodied rough edge, warmth, strength, frontier vitality turns inward, becoming angry, self-destructive, nearly unrecognizable to the people who love him. I mean, he's like scary to his wife and daughter.
He is.
In Victor French's performance, oh my God, the episode reaches back toward the harder, more menacing screen presence he often brought to earlier roles as heavies and bad men. But here, the darkness is not evil, it's pain. And a lot of it. Charles and Laura's journey to help him becomes less a rescue mission than a confrontation with what suffering can do to a proud man when he believes his usefulness, dignity, and identity have been taken from him. And that's what it's all about. He don't want to be a burden. Yeah. It's just like he does the macho thing, and it doesn't go well. And it's it gets really intense. And this is almost like a standalone episode because I start going, well, wait, where's Carl and where is this and what's happening? Oh, this is just a movie. This is like a little movie by itself starring Victor French and not for small children. And if this aired today, there would be this is a very special episode. There'd be warnings at every commercial break. This contains
trigger warning. Yes,
this contains unsettling, upsetting material that may be distressing to some people, and there would be a hotline number. That's
at the end of it, right?
Do you think you could even make that? I mean, do you think in the climate we're in, would anyone make this episode?
I don't know. There's a couple of scenes I don't think you could show. I don't think, but on
have to maybe show it differently, but not
they would
the
have
way
to show it differently. There's a couple of scenes I was slack-jawed going, I cannot believe this is actually happening in an episode of House on the Prairie. But that's the thing. That's what Michael did. He's like, no, we're not going to look away. We're not going to look away. We're going to confront this head on, and he does.
I think you could. I mean, certainly on streaming service, there's dark stuff.
There's no limits on what you can do.
There's no limits, but I think you're right when you're like, there would be a trigger warning before the episode, and then there would be a hotline you could call after the episode, right?
Like 8:00, the family hour at 8 p.m. on network television. I think people would have 14 fits if you showed this now.
Yeah, it's super intense. Like I said, I hadn't watched this in years, and I had sort of forgotten all of the details in this one, and I was dumbfounded watching this. I truly was like, holy moly, this is really intense. Okay.
But it is also how good an actor is Victor French.
I know.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I remember, it had to have been during my first episodes.
Back to school.
Michael had to get out in front of this.
Right, because this is season 6.
This is season 6. So this
Back to School. We were just mere moments ago, goofing around and doing cinnamon chicken and opening restaurants and making fools out of ourselves and having mud fights, and suddenly this happens.
Right. So, but what I remember distinctly about this, Allison, is that the company was at the little house, and that's where the day started. And I just remember Michael gathering everybody around who was on call that morning to announce to the company, and this was all brand new to me, to announce to the company that he was bringing Victor French back, and he was really, really excited.
It's his friend. His friend is back.
Yeah.
I wonder who reached out to who, because they had Michael was angry with him. That's why he wasn't. Yeah. I wonder who reached out to who. Like, how did that reconciliation
Oh, I think Michael would have driven.
Yeah, reached out because it was the whole thing where Victor got an offer to do Garter Country, and as an actor, someone says you're going to star in your own freaking show. We're going to pay you this much, and you're going to be regular. People are going to go.
See,
Michael couldn't believe it. Was shocked that he did it.
Here was the thing. I don't think Victor had a contract on Little House.
Right.
No, I don't think he did.
Victor was a recurring character,
like Doc Baker and Reverend Alden.
Correct.
Right.
Now he was used more often, but he was a recurring character. I think if Michael had offered him a contract, sort of in the realm that he wanted to be in, you sort of feel like he maybe would have stayed, although I don't know that. It's pretty seductive when you are offered to be the leading character in a network sitcom in that era. That was a big, big ticket.
We were heading in the 80s.
It would have been hard to turn that down.
Paid well, too. Yeah. So,
yes. I mean, Victor was number one on the call sheet in that show. I mean, he was Carter. It was Carter Country. I mean, he was the man.
And if there's no contract to break, he's like, well, I'm a free agent. How can this not be okay?
Exactly.
But Michael was like, well, what? I mean, of course, all this going on, I had a contract. But, I mean, go figure. There were tons of people in the show didn't. I sure did. But, yeah, and so it was weird. And then you had the whole thing with the Garveys and the thing. And then it's like, I guess at the first freaking opportunity, it was like Carter Country, got canceled?
It got canceled at the end of the 1979 season.
And Merlin got offered something else at the same time, right? I mean... Did he get Father Murphy and then
Michael created Father Murphy for him, but that hadn't happened
not yet.
I think there wasn't there a period when they were both on the show?
I think this episode, because they were never together, they talk about Jonathan, but he's there, and I'm like, is this the crossover? This was the moment when they went like this.
I mean, what synchronicity if Merlin was leaving the show and Victor all of a sudden now was available to come back to the show?
It seems like they created Father Murphy, gave him Father Murphy, because, we don't really want you to go away, but we got Victor back, and Mr. Garvey, Mr. Edwards cannot exist at the same time.
Right. No, right.
I don't know. Did they give him that?
I think Michael really liked both of these men. Obviously Victor as a talent gave him a window into stories and an approach to stories that no one else could give him.
Totally.
In his immediate universe. I mean, Victor was and Victor added the component that he could direct beautifully.
Like
So
really beautifully.
there was a lot in that choice to bring Victor back. And
I'm just so curious to see how quickly those fences were mended between the two of them,
right?
you know?
What was that conversation like?
What
Was
was
it
that
like,
conversation?
did he call him and go, hey, so your show ended. You want to come back?
Totally. Or
Like
was there
laugh?
like an actual like, hey, I'm sorry things went I'm just so curious. We'll never know.
no, we won't.
But
I mean,
obviously
it's possible that Tracy French knows, but I think Tracy's very tactful. I don't know that she'd ever get into it.
I just got visions. You know how Michael was. I have visions of him being kind of sarcastic about it, like dying to have him back, but still wanting to get one up on him and like going, so your show got canceled, looking for work, yark, 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 yark. And like, you know, there may have been an entree like that. I can hear him doing it, but I can also see him being so happy to have Victor back because he did love him. He loved him.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't have been as crushed had he not loved him. I mean, it's
that's right. And I think, well, they were a great pairing of Victor could cover the comedy. Victor could cover the tragedy. Victor could play in all the emotional spaces that Michael wanted to play in and do it so effortlessly.
Yeah.
You know, he just was a wonderful asset to the program.
And that's one of the reasons why Mr. Edwards is such a compelling character, because even though is that someone in the background? I didn't know if someone was trying to get you for something. Okay. No, I was saying just that, you know, and I know I certainly know people like this in my life where, you know, the front presenting is the happy-go-lucky, the life of the party, the comedy, the fun, the joy, and then there's that other side, which is the darkness, the despair, the depression, perhaps, just a darkness. And the reason, if Mr. Edwards was just the funny guy, we'd still like him. But the reason why we love him is because of the darkness of the character. And we understand that the comedy comes out of that also. And
well,
this
generally
where
comedy comes from.
Yeah. And in this episode in particular,
I felt
which is undeniably human.
I felt like even in the pilot, when you first meet him, it's like, oh, hi, Santa. His eyes and the way Victor played it.
Yes.
This is a pioneer dude out in the 1800s who's had a very hard life and is really happy to be spending time with a nice family and making the kids happy because his regular day is not like this.
He's a tormented guy. Yeah, he's a tormented man.
No, there's no question. And look, I think I don't know the totality. I don't know if any of us know the totality of what Victor went through as a person, but Victor was a very intense presence when you were around him. And despite all this sort of, Mr. Edwards, fun time, you could just see that could turn in a second. Any time could turn in a second. And
it was all there.
Yeah, he had everything going. And I think there was, from an acting perspective or for use as an actor, there were such deep wells of sadness in Victor that it just was, you could see it. I mean, you mentioned it in his eyes. You look in his eyes and you see the sadness there.
Yeah, right.
There may be a twinkle, a lot, but there's sadness behind the twinkle. So,
all right, this one.
Okay, this one. Now I don't know if you guys noticed this, but right off the bat, the episode starts and there is zero David Rose music. Right. It is Mr. Edwards, who we have not seen for 4 years now.
Yeah, well, three full seasons. Three full seasons.
Singing a cappella, his trademark Old Man Tucker, which you're immediately like, as soon as the episode starts, you're like, something is coming. Something is coming.
That's
so
interesting.
It's a very unusual start, but also brilliant. And
then the crazy Eddie Quinlan, the crazy character actor he talked to, that's Eddie Quinlan. 7 episodes. 7 episodes of Little House on the Prairie. This man was in. He never left. He did 7 episodes. If you go to his IMDb, his credits go back to 1926. His first film he shot in 1926. 26 and is just continuous all the way up until he stopped breathing. This man, Eddie Quinlan, was bananas.
Wasn't he the cabin boy on the original Mutiny on the Bounty?
Probably.
I mean, he was. I mean, he was
somewhere in the 30s or 40s. Trying to
he was. That's always been the story that I've understood. That was one of his first parts. The cabin boy on Mutiny on the Bounty.
He was in every major motion picture ever made. Apparently, it's like
yeah.
He's
really
amazing dude. Yeah.
Yeah, no, amazing, and always a different guy. I mean, in Little House, he's always a different character. Yeah. That was Michael's deal with him, is that he was going to be, he's just going to be that guy.
He was his own show. It was like now it's Eddie Quinlan. Yes. Yeah.
So Edwards is a logger now. He's a man doing logging. Very tough.
He's back in the big woods. Is there suggesting that? Yeah. The beautiful forest country of Sonora is where we were shooting this, where the episode was shot. But yes, it is, I think, supposed to be the big woods of Wisconsin is where he's back working.
I was wondering where they shot this one. Okay. Yeah. And long story short, there's a horrific accident. His daughter Alicia, who's the young Kylie Richards, comes and visits him.
Real
Housewife, Kylie Richards. And long story short, timber, a tree starts falling. The little girl is in the way. He runs after her. She gets out of the way, but he gets clipped by the tree. And my God, the way they filmed this scene, I was watching it like, it was absolutely terrifying.
And on top of the fact that he's in a horrible accident, he was terrified that his little girl was going to die in front of him because that almost happened. So it's like trauma upon trauma upon trauma. It's horrifying.
Terrifying watching it for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're back at the Blind House. Ma and Pa are with Team Adam and Mary. Hashtag Team Adam and Mary for those hashtag Team Adam people.
Imaginary boyfriend 1 minute. Now we're talking about Team Adam.
Team Percival.
It's a fickle world. That's all I can tell you.
If he ever comes on the podcast, I'm switching to Team Adam, okay? But that it will just be temporary.
Okay. All right. Keep telling it. Yeah.
So Charles and Carolyn are reading a letter that's come from Grace.
From Grace, right.
Isaiah's wife, saying that he's been in this terrible accident. He's also in a very bad way. He's depressed and in a very, very bad way.
Mm-hmm. And we get to see Adam be a psychologist for a minute.
Yeah, totally.
I hadn't really picked up on that aspect of Adam as being sort of philosophical, but he really plays psychologist. Arthur Heinemann wrote him to be sort of the answer man on this.
Yeah, totally.
Which makes sense because as the teacher at the blind school, not just Mary, he had to deal with multiple people who had recently become blind and were angry about it. And he's seen this.
And felt helpless.
Now, I did at first go, why is he talking about poor Mary like she's not in the room? I was like, dude. But he totally made the point when he went, well, Mary when she first couldn't see, she was furious. She was very distraught. And you guys all loved her because you say, oh, well, everybody loves Mr. Edwards. His wife loved him. And he said, and everybody loved Mary. But it took a complete outsider, someone who's not in her world, to get her to be able to do what she's doing now. And it's like, he's right.
He was right. He was absolutely right.
100% right.
However, speaking of talking about Mary like she's not there, now I'm a younger sister. So let me just this is personal for a second.
Yes.
Here we go. Like, what can we do? What can we do? And Pa's like, well, I'll go out there. Or before even he says that, Ma's like, Laura should go visit him. There's nobody he loves more than Laura. Laura's the one that can. And Mary is sitting right there. It's so rude.
When she went blind, blah, blah, blah. She was a mess. She was a mess, when she went blind. And then we should send the other sister. Yeah, I was sitting there going,
so rude. It is rude.
Mary.
In my personal experience.
Yeah, but Michael didn't cut to her. He didn't cut to her.
I know, but just the whole thing. I was like, come on, come on. And again, I took it personally because we did when I was very little, we did have a very beloved cousin who sort of preferred it was very obvious that my sister was like the favorite and I wasn't. So it's okay. It's all worked out. It's fine. But I was very aware that like there's a definite preference for the other sister. And so when I was watching the scene, I was like, no, not in front of Mary. Even if it's true, not
Mary
in front
was
of
the,
Mary.
Mary was the proper, correct one.
I know.
Laura was the spunky.
The spitter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I know.
That's what it's all about. You know that.
I know
Okay.
on paper. Sure I do.
It's true. And it's another thing they did on Little House that was sort of questionable. We're going to make the child or teenage girl be suddenly somehow responsible for the psychological well-being of an adult care.
I know.
Like, oh, dear me. But it's true. It's true. The whole spitting thing, the whole Laura Edwards relationship. There is a thing there. There's a thing there.
Yeah.
Although awkward in the sense of not to mention that Laura's in her Britney Spears, I'm not a girl, not yet a woman phase in this. You know what I mean?
A few episodes ago, she was trying to marry Almanzo.
I know. And a mere
woman, and now we're back to braids.
Well, we're going to hear
it. Episodes later, she's engaged. It's insane. But yeah, she's in that sort of in between place. We'll get to more of that later.
Poor child.
Yeah. So right. No. Exactly. So they agreed. Charles and Caroline decide, yes, we'll both go together. And cut to, we're at the Edwards house in the big woods, and Shorty delivers the mail, and Isaiah doesn't want it, and Grace gives the news that Charles and Laura are coming, and Victor, Mr. Edwards is not happy about it.
No, no. Do you just want to be seen like that? He doesn't want to be seen weak, and he's like, no. Yep. I've seen this. We've all seen it. We've all seen people do this.
Now, they finally arrive, and I just want to say, Grace first is the one that greets Charles and Laura. Laura runs off with Alicia, and then Grace breaks down, and Charles is hugging her, and all I want to say is, I want to be hugged the way that Charles is hugging Grace Edwards.
The only thing that would make it better is if his shirt was
off.
Everyone.
No, his shirt does not have to be off. Just the embrace, the strong embrace with the strong hands.
Yes.
Come on.
No, I mean, look, Michael gave good hug. I mean, clearly there was a lot of, he enveloped her. I mean, it's just like he took her and let it go. I mean, let it go, release this. And
I love that she did that after Alicia left. She wouldn't let herself.
Very good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And every woman in America went,
I mean, that hug, dude, the hug. Come on, Dean, you noticed the hug. Come on. It's not
great hug.
Great hug.
No question. I mean, that's, if you're going to be hugged, that's how you'd want to be hugged. Yeah. That's why if you're the guy doing that, you'd want to hug somebody that way.
Yeah. No, I literally was like,
that relationship and how they feel about each other. It's all the way he picks up Alicia when, he picks her up and holds her, and you look, you're growing up and all that. No, it's great stuff.
Yeah. It's real good.
Yeah.
Okay, now Charles enters the room. Bad mistake. Big mistake. Huge. Because Isaiah is not happy to see him.
Yeah. You look, Charles says you look best hind end up. Because, Victor French or Isaiah's, I'm not quite sure why he's splayed this way on the bed, and he does it a couple of times.
Well, his back and legs been hurt so bad. He must be in excruciating pain. And again, it's the 1800s. You just have to get in position so it doesn't hurt. So
all I was thinking was no broken bones, no scars, no like his skin was fine, but that's okay. We can suspend.
Well, he shows, doesn't he show?
Yes.
Well,
he
shows Charles, but you don't see anything.
You don't see anything, so you can imagine. But then later on in the episode, you do see his legs, and they're totally fine. Mm-hmm. But that's okay. We can suspend belief and and know that he is hurt. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, this scene makes such a crazy dramatic, like I was watching it and almost started giggling out of how uncomfortable I was by how freaking dramatic this scene is. I was like, they are going all in on this scene, which is Isaiah says like, fine, you want to see here, I can show you how I walk. I can show you how I walk. And he gets up and he tries and he falls flat on his face. And it's just like the music is super intense. The moment is super intense. Charles is shocked beyond belief that this guy even did this in the first place.
Yeah.
What does he say? Go home and tell everyone how good I crawled?
Yeah, exactly. Well, then he does the thing where he says, I'll beat you across the room or something.
I'll race you. Oh, look, I won. It's so bitter and screwed up. And, and like, oh, this is...
Because he's crawling on the floor after he falls.
Dragging himself across the floor.
He's showing off how humiliated he feels by not being able to walk and like making it worse. And, and that was the one, like, I said, the nervous laughter because it's so uncomfortable. It's cringe.
It's so over the top, but in a very real way.
I remember writing down if anyone but Victor French had tried to do this scene, it wouldn't have worked. It would have been too much over the top. You would have laughed. But Victor did it, and you cringed in horror at this poor man cry and went, no, he's really going to do that. Do it.
Thank you for validating the weird nervous laughter about it all, because it's so over the top, but because he does it so well, it's perfect.
Well, no, but Michael's line as he leaves the room, he's very clear with Mr. I keep calling him Victor. Right. I can't see him and not see Victor.
Right.
But he says to Isaiah, Laura's coming to visit you soon. Don't put on an act for her.
Right.
Yeah,
he's not buying this.
Nope. Please don't do this. Don't crawl on the floor for Laura. That was sick, and we don't need that.
Yeah. It was sick. Yes. Yeah. It was pathetic. Just.
Well, this so this is I think the space that Little House lives in so beautifully is you get to see people in the sort of the bottom of despair.
Yeah.
At the ends of their wits.
Oh yeah.
And it's how this is managed that's everything.
Yeah.
And this works its way through the series. This whole way of coping with disaster is a constant formula within the program. Mm-hmm. So Michael or Arthur Heineman and Michael so everything's in play here. We know how bad this is for Mr. Edwards. I mean, clearly, Charles knows that Grace's letter, there was nothing over the top about the letter.
Right.
She's really at her wit's end. She doesn't know what to do here. So this is really tough. So we cut to the out. So he leaves. He's walking the horses. Cut interior of the house. Laura ties a bow. Now, what is this garment that she gives Alicia? Is it
a dress that she's outgrown?
Is it a dress?
Yeah, what she does. That was weird.
I figured it was like a hand-me-down, like one of her old dresses that...
Okay. Yeah.
That's what I assumed. I could be very wrong.
Because she's tying the bow on this one, on what looks like an apron, but it's not. It's more than an apron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but that's what she gives her, and Laura ties the bow on, and the colors are beautiful on you. And let's go show your pa. Nope. He doesn't like people in his room. Laura's visitors cheer people up, not Pa. He doesn't want me to look at him. Maybe he blames me for what happened.
I died. This little girl, this sweet little girl, who we've already established he dotes on and loves, has now said, I think he blames me because he was saving me. I think my father blames me and is mad at me now and refuses to let me in his room. Again, more.
And that is exactly what any child would think. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah, I think I think most children would blame themselves in that moment.
Totally.
Yeah. I mean, we're minutes in, and this is the harshest episode ever.
Yes.
I mean, literally, like the tree falling was brutal in itself, and then every single thing that comes after it is like just so rough. I mean, it's so hard to take. This episode is really difficult.
So, I mean, Laura assures Alicia it's not your fault. and she goes to see Mr. Edwards. Now, really interesting. She hasn't seen Mr. Edwards in a long time. Arthur Hyman wrote a pretty snappy exchange right here. So it's like, wow, she steps in the door, but Mr. Edwards starts it, right?
She opens the door.
No, she starts it. If you were a gentleman, you'd say hello. If you was a lady, you would have knocked.
Boom.
Like, what?
And it's a hell of a thing, because remember, she's still a very young girl. And he just goes, well, you're a lady. Yeah, what a knock. I fell off the couch. I went, well, A, that's funny as hell. And that he's in such a place that the filter is gone. He's going to say stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it was so real. It was so real. It was killing me.
I mean, yeah, like bitter white. I mean, this does sort of, it reveals the depth of that. This is more than a childhood. It is that, but in that moment, it's much more than that.
Totally.
In that little moment. And it's like, they're writing a maturity for Laura. She's growing up right before our eyes here. To be able to say that to him, that's a big girl thing to say.
It is. However, it's a little girl thing to say, but people like getting visitors when they're not feeling well. And I just am like, ugh.
Well, but that was okay. So it's like the two sides of this. I mean,
that's why I'm saying she's in her Britney Spears era. She's not a girl, not yet a woman. She's just in that weird, wonky place where, like, 1 minute she's totally a little girl in this episode, completely, and then another minute she's showing more of a. And that is exactly right. Like, that's exactly what we are at that age.
It's in there. It's And then he's like, "When are you putting your hair up?" And he's like, "Aren't you grown up now? What's the break?"
Listen, Edwards speaks for us all in this one exchange. Okay, this is like the question of all questions.
You obviously got to him.
Well, it annoys me that she's still in the braids at this age. It really is something that I'm like, about.
He's too old for braids.
But yeah, he's like, what are you doing still wearing these braids? And I'm like, yeah. What are you doing wearing the braids?
But then he follows that. He follows that with, "You got yourself a bow."
Sparking.
Was it a question or a statement?
Sparking.
Yeah.
So cute.
And then she sort of looks away, doesn't look him in the eye, and answers, "Nobody is special. Nobody as special as you." So they're all good here.
But she never mentions you. She doesn't say, "Oh, by the way, I'm madly in love with Almanza," but never mind. That's another story. Because it's this standalone little movie, and we're just not dragging anybody else into this story.
Yeah, that's right.
Not doing it.
Nope.
So and then they reminisce about, or she
Christmas.
makes sure she acknowledges that she can still spit, and then they talk about remember our first Christmas. Isaiah asks her and walked in, was in the snow just to bring us presents, and then he can't really continue after that. It's so interesting. The way this is written. I remember when my father was ill at the end of his life, he could carry on a really good conversation for about a minute and a half. And then it was over.
Wore out.
Yeah, he couldn't do more than that. And he could make you feel like he was fine for about a minute. And then, and I think it's mental fatigue, it's lack of will. I mean, whatever it is, that rung very true to me, that he could carry on this conversation for a moment, but he didn't have much after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
Oh God.
Laura assures him
taking her best shot,
Yeah, no, she's being loving and supportive, and other than the snappy comment about a gentleman and all that. Okay.
What did he do? You've seen me in my long johns, now you see me in my nightie. Get out. It's like, that's enough. Great. Just all this. It's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So is now dinner time, and Grace is making dinner.
Well, it's not. Well, actually, the last thing we see from the bed before the act ends is Isaiah. Isaiah gets he moves out of the bed and looks through the curtains and sees Charles chopping
Oh,
wood.
right. Doing work outside.
Right.
Yes.
Thing.
And
right.
Yeah. And so he's not happy to see that. I mean, you can see that dark look in Isaiah's eyes,
so
and we fade to black at the end of Act 1.
He's so damn good, Victor French.
Yeah, he is.
Man.
Every single moment. Moment.
Where's the Emmy nom for him?
Well,
I mean, geez, Louise.
Insane. I'm sorry, any other show he would have had an Emmy for this episode.
I know.
I don't know.
Okay.
It's crazy.
I think, Pamela, knowing how dialed in you are on the craft, you would have been, and he would have loved you too. I mean, I think
I would have loved him. I know I would.
I don't think there's any doubt.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been, you would have had a really wonderful time with him because he was all about the acting all the time.
Yeah.
That was the focus of his life. If it was the acting or the directing, but it was about performance all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have really enjoyed him.
Yeah.
So
he's a genius. Okay. Now Grace is preparing dinner.
Yes. Now at the yes.
This scene, dude, come on. Okay. Eating dinner. Isaiah's not coming to dinner.
No,
as they're eating dinner, they hear glass shattering in Isaiah's room. And the kid, Alicia and Grace, they don't bat an eye. This is the new normal for them.
Every day.
And Grace just has to tell Charles and Laura, sometimes he throws things, sometimes he throws things. And then there's another thud, and she's like, oh, he's fallen. I mean, imagine that's your life now. You're hearing these violent, horrifying sounds from this man's bedroom and there's nothing you can do about it except go, oh yeah,
we're gonna have dinner and go on here.
Right. Yeah.
Except what we do every night. We eat dinner while he has a tantrum and screams and things.
Right.
Suffers.
Except then the door opens and Edwards comes in.
He's dressed. He's ready.
He's gotten his appetite back. He wants him.
Well, and he's Mr. Edwards again.
That's right. He's putting on the show. This is
okay.
I was like, oh, he's putting on the show.
Big time.
He's giving the people what they want, and he knows it.
Got my juices going. Oh, smell of that dinner. Gosh,
the old shtick. And let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys listen. Trigger warning for the audience.
Trigger warning.
This episode does deal with self-harm and unaliving yourself. And I personally have had a close friend who unalived himself 25 years ago, 27 years ago. And he was a comedy writer. He was a stand-up comedian. He was the life of the party. He was the happiest guy you knew.
Oh, God.
He was an extrovert. Yeah. He was that guy. And he's the one that's no longer here. And so that's why I think the Edwards character is so brilliant because of just how real it is. Like, this happens all the time. The happiest people you know are the ones suffering the most in behind the scenes.
Just like Adam was so dead right. Psychologically, this episode is absolutely letter perfect correct, because when people who are going to unalive themselves, they make a plan. They're depressed, angry, depressed, and then they make a plan and go, I have found a solution. I have found the way out. And it is not the way out. It is, as they say, a permanent solution to a temporary problem. But when someone who's in that spot believes that they've found it, and I've had more than one do this, when they think they've latched on to, I know what I'm going to do now, they perk up and they say, doctors say now, this is the most dangerous moment. If you have someone in your life, and again, here we are, call the hotline. If it's someone in your life is extraordinarily depressed and you've been worried about them and there's been issues and they've been to the doctor and it really is severe depression and they've talked about doing things themselves and they suddenly stop and go, no, everything's great. That is when everyone needs to be really scared, because unfortunately people do this right before they do it. And this is classic behavior. And him coming out going, no, I'm great. Yeah, we should totally go do something. When you know that, and he played it. He's like, it's great. And there's still that horrible thing in the back of his eyes. And it was like, for me, it was like a horror movie. because I knew what he was doing. I went, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, he's doing that now. No, please no. And there it was.
I mean, there's such deliberate strategy in this. It's interesting. Of course, everybody involved is, Charles, Grace, they're not experts in psychology.
No,
they don't necessarily understand this. They think
this is the 1870s, for heaven's sakes. How would they know this?
That's right. He got a visit from his 2 closest people, and now he's happy again. Sure.
Yeah. Right.
And then Laura, and then Isaiah says, "Come on, I want to go hunting."
Right. Exactly. Let's go get some venison. I want some venison. Yeah.
And Charles is like, "Great."
Right. And Laura wants to come. And hunting isn't for squeamish females.
No, and you could see the wheels turning where he's like, "No, not her. She should not come. She should not come." Yeah.
And he knows that she loves fishing and hunting. And as she said, "What are you talking? I've never been squeamish in my life. What on earth are you talking about? This is Laura."
Yeah. So Laura says, "I've never been squeamish. I won't get in the way." He says, "Females are always in the way." I know. That's talk about a trigger for Pamela. That's that's big time trigger.
I mean, listen, I understood why he was saying it, and I understood it was another time. Yeah. But it's rough. Especially because I understood what was going on in this moment. I could see that he had a plan and something was up.
And he wanted all the women,
and he did not want her. Yeah, and he did not want her to be there because he knew he was going to hurt himself.
Right. But then Laura turns to her father and asks again, and he says, "You can go," and Isaiah says, "Bad idea."
Bad idea.
Yep. And then Charles, of course, got thinking on a completely different track. I'm not eating your camp cooking and you're not eating mine. We better have her here.
Because the girls are good for the cooking.
The girls are cook, which she hits as a button.
Which is awesome when she does. We'll come to that soon. But yes. Because that's what the ladies are good for. The cooking. Which was probably true. But in this case anyway. So he
can't wait to get out into the country and smell the woods and all that. And we cut to the prairie and they're riding through this beautiful setting. I noticed something about this episode also. This is sort of a technical thing. This is another one of those episodes, particularly these happen in Michael's episodes, which are when the episode is so visual, there is much less dialogue. It is very cinematic in that sense that we watch this happen. We don't talk about it happening, which is, sort of interesting.
And that's classic Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a staple.
Yeah. Beautiful setting. Mr. Edwards singing Old Dan Tucker. He sings, I think he only knew one verse of the song.
Oh my God.
Because he always sings the same verse.
I literally was thinking while I was watching this, oh my God, if I was out with this guy for hours on end and the only thing he's doing is singing Old Dan Tucker over and over, I would kill him. He wouldn't have to do it.
Get out of the wagon. God, yes.
Yeah, so cut after cut, he's just singing the verse again. Yeah.
But then here comes this scene I found really interesting where he's talking to Charles, the two of them are together, and he's telling him about the story about the Native Americans he used to be with.
Sees a black crow.
Sees a black crow, yes.
And he's talking about the influence he had with this man and this tribe. And all of a sudden, Little House on the Prairie became like that historical, factual show again that we haven't seen since like the pilot or season 1 maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like we've been in fantasy Prairie Land for many seasons, which is fabulous. We love fantasy Prairie Land. But all of a sudden we were steeped into the actual reality of what life was on the prairie, at least for Edwards. And I thought it was so amazing. It actually made me crave more of that.
Suddenly it's the Native Americans and their relationship with the land there, and this is what a man would do. And you go, well, the markings, because the deer, and he would say that the deer did this. And we're going, where is that? It's a PBS special. Wow.
Totally.
So
totally.
something that I noticed about the scene. I think it's interesting that you picked up on that. What I picked up immediately on is that this was really bad day for night in this scene. Now they set this, Ted Voigtlander, knowing that they were going to shoot this in full daylight, put him at a backdrop against some beautiful sequoias and trees, but deep into the background of the shot, it's full sun. I mean, it's not stopped down at all.
This.
Go back and
now, is that because it's in HD now and we can see everything?
I think it's very possible that we see it a little better than we maybe did then. But it was clearly, as you're watching the scene, it's clearly full daylight.
Yeah.
As they're doing this, but they play it for night. That there's the fire. They start on the fire. Classic nighttime pan up. We're led to believe that it's nighttime. It's actually day, and this just goes to show. I mean, we shot night for night very, very rarely, and it only happened on a Friday night. And you were out there, and so you had the 72-hour turnaround rule, and you didn't shoot nights and turn around the next day. Yeah. And on location, they're always turning around the next day.
And the places we're in location were really wild with wild animals. Like, you didn't really want to shoot in the dark and see me because something might bite you in the ankle. I mean, there was
even when we were in See Me for the 50th anniversary, and the trail guides were like, "There are snakes. There are snakes. You will come across snakes."
And there were animals, so you were kind of like, "Yeah, no, we're going to get out of here before sun." You bet we shot day for night because it's kind of dangerous.
Ian, that is so interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and look at that. My eye didn't catch it, so they told me.
Yeah. Well, he shoots it really tight.
Yeah.
So you could buy it, and the way they're talking about these things, and it's very it's played very close, and you get the fire crackling on Isaiah's face, and all of that. But then they cut immediately to the next morning with the sun streaming through the trees. It's like, well, wait a minute. You just moved the camera and shot this like right now.
Totally. Just pan up. Yeah, totally.
So, but it just, as a style thing or as a technical thing, a logistical thing, this was true throughout the series. Michael, he wanted a level of realism and authenticity, but the schedule ruled.
Of course.
And he was going to do what he needed to do to shoot the page count.
Now,
and if that's the way Kent boarded it, that's the way they were going to shoot it. And they did their very best to mask off the fact that it was really daytime.
Do you think, because nowadays, in today's TV, if it's a night scene, you shoot at night. I mean, things are so...
Or you shoot it in front of a green screen and put people in night.
Sure. I guess that's
now,
true.
Because digital doesn't require the insane amounts of blazing light that the 35 millimeter Panavision did.
No, exactly.
You turn the knob again and go, oh, look, it's dark. And you can still shoot it even though it's dark because the camera will pick it up, whereas you can't do that.
These things, Pamela, you're a photographer. So, all the cameras today have, at least the cinema cameras, Canon has it, Sony has it, Blackmagic has it, Red has it. They have their huge range. And so I shoot Sony, so it's S-Log, which gives you 14 stops of dynamic range to play with. So you can paint the picture any way you want it to be in post. For anyone to do anything but shoot in log anymore is insane, because you have complete control after the fact to relight a scene any way you want to relight it.
Yeah, it's so wild.
Later.
It's a new world. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Anyway, that's too much technical.
Okay.
But here we are next morning.
Going hunting. Isaiah's like, we're going hunting. And Laura's like, I'm getting ready. And he's like, nope, you're staying here and you're doing the cooking.
Right.
And they leave
no matter
her.
where they're going or what they're doing, women always end up in the kitchen.
Hallelujah, baby. I mean, the fact that they wrote this and the fact that they had Laura acknowledge it. Do you know how good this felt, man? Like this line is fantastic, and I'm so glad they wrote it in, like the writer acknowledged it. Yeah. And even if it was just a little comedic relief moment, a second of comedic relief, or just an acknowledgement of, yeah, ladies, sorry about that, but this is how it was, was just excellent. I loved that line.
It was hilarious.
I thought it was so cool they put it in.
Yeah.
No matter where they're going or what they're doing. We always end up in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
wherever the kitchen is. Yeah, exactly. So and she read it really well too. She read it very knowingly.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Which is because Laura wasn't always ending up in the kitchen, but she understood that.
Yep.
Yeah, she understood that. So all right, so that Charles and Isaiah are out, Isaiah on his crutch. They're looking for game. Charles finds signs of a buck. There's fresh spoor on the tree because bucks rub their horns on trees. So Isaiah, I'll hunker down. You'll scare him back here. And Charles walks away, walks right past the buck in another cut, and the buck starts coming
hands
back towards
Edwards
him.
The rifle.
Yes.
The other rifle.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, horrifying.
So
horrifying.
This is the scene. I mean, this is the scene that you probably would not ever be able to shoot this way today.
Not an errand during the family hour at 8:00.
Not a family show.
Way.
On
it would be streaming, and it still would have like a warning label. But there's no way. This was shown the family hour at 8:00. Bring the kids. There's never in a million. Not now. It is so graphic. I mean, the things I was scrawling on the paper, there were expletives when I was making notes going, oh my God, this is terrifying.
So starting with the cracking of the stick and to create the little fork. And
as soon as he had the stick, I went, what's he doing with the stick? I immediately was horrified.
Well, he breaks off this stick and he puts it in his mouth, bites down on it. And at first I thought, is he biting down on the stick because he knows it's going to hurt and he's gritting down? And then when I realize, no, he's holding the stick in his mouth while he positions the rifle on the ground to be pointing at his head. And then he takes the stick out of his mouth, and you see it has prong-shaped branches on it that he can then use to reach down.
Yes, and push the trigger.
That's what was so freakish about this is then why, now they would probably say, oh my God, you can't run that. It's so graphic and step by step. Nowadays, people are so concerned. They say, you can't show, this is almost instructional. If someone was thinking about doing this, oh my God, you're showing them literally second by second step. And then you take the stick and it's like, it's mind blowing to see that this was shot in the freaking late 70s here and broadcast onto. And Michael Landon went, yep, we're going to have this entire scene and literally go second by second in real time how this guy is going to attempt to do himself in right on camera. It's one of the scariest things I've ever seen.
So, as I'm watching, and I'm not thinking instructional, but in the sense of committing a heinous act against yourself, again, in terms of self-harm. I'm watching this cut for cut, watching Victor make these decisions. Yes. Watch Isaiah make these decisions about what he's going to do and his determination to do it. I mean, from that perspective, it's very, very powerful because Michael does not hide from it, as you're saying, at all.
No.
It's right out there.
Yes.
You're seeing a very big decision being made on somebody's part.
And
I mean,
Victor
how serious.
He's so Victor's so good. But you also, I remember at one point thinking, what in the world had to be going through Victor French's mind while he is doing this scene? I don't want to know the inner monologue. I do not want to know what he was drawing on for the. Yeah. This is this is one of the scariest things I've ever seen on TV.
It honestly is. And I know Michael Landon did not write this episode, but I do wonder what prompted this. I mean, I wonder if if someone had a personal experience in their own life that they were now writing about, or I don't know whether there was a big suicide prevention movement going on at the time, or it just because it is so damn specific,
just dark. dark,
dark.
And it takes a long time. How many minutes is it? It's not like, oh, he got out the gun. It's like, and we're still here, and it's still how long it's still going on. Oh my God!
And the music
and
to
you know,
tension.
and David Rose is playing this beat for beat for beat.
Yep.
And the tension rising as the angle sharpens, looking right up the barrel of the gun.
Oh, God.
I mean, it's really, really strongly done, right up to that crescendo moment in the music, and suddenly
Pa gets there in time and kicks the
gun.
But like just in time. Just
in time.
At the very latest possible moment.
Yeah.
The very last possible moment.
Well, and David told us it was the last possible moment.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Charles says,
and what in God's name are you doing?
What in God's name are you doing? Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's like.
And then Charles also realizes, like, oh, you planned this to make it look like an accident.
Planned this, yes.
That's what this was all about. It looks like an accident. I'll tell Grace you tripped. And I mean, you name me a better way. We're going home. No, we're not.
And then Charles says, I'm not going to say anything.
Not going to say anything about this.
Which is also crazy. I mean, I'm sure it's of the time, and I'm sure many people would feel that way, but it's also, I don't know, it's so conflicting. On one hand, I totally understand why he's saying that. On the other hand, no, he needs to tell them he needs to tell his wife about this.
Okay. Yes, that's, I think about,
in those days,
Pamela,
there's
think about
involved.
The stories, well, there you go. I mean, think about the stories that came out of World War II and the men that experienced just absolutely horrific things, and they came home from the war. They didn't talk about it.
The silent
generation.
And
there was a terrible stigma and shame of suicide. And as you said, what in God's name are you doing? It's an unspeakable act. It is to take your own life is certainly seen by many people, and in that era, an act against God. It's murder. He's committing it, and so he's like, oh my, like, no, you don't tell anybody somebody tried to do that. It would be the worst thing ever.
Right. And in that sense, I understood why he said it. In today's
totally.
View,
hey, call doctor.
Call the doctor. Call everyone. Yeah, right. Exactly.
Right. No question. This was another time. Yeah, I think in a sense, I think a psychiatrist might say, or a therapist might say, why would you go home? I mean, asking the question to the person who's thinking about doing the horrible thing, why would you go home and tell anybody? Because they can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
They'll never get that picture out of their head.
Yeah.
Why would you torture someone with that information? Doesn't mean he's not going to do something horrible, but it would require a whole other set of actions that no one's really prepared to take in that time. Perhaps. I think that on the one hand, I mean, I get what you're saying, Pamela, but on the other hand, there is an act of kindness in that. You're not going to torture
agreed.
the man's family with
mean, agreed. When I look at it from the viewpoint of the time, it all makes sense. Looking at it from today's view,
totally.
Different picture. Different picture.
No, totally.
Also, he's like, come on, we're going home. And
he takes the guns, we're going home, and he leaves. And Isaiah is left and he's in despair, and he breaks down and cries. End of Act 2.
Yeah.
Let's take a break.
Let's. We'll be right back. Let's breathe, everybody. Breathe.
Aboard the actual Air Force One at the Ronald Reagan Presidential Library and Museum. Throughout the summer, take the Little House 50th Anniversary Tour at Big Sky Movie Ranch. Less than 15 minutes from Los Angeles and 30 minutes from Universal Studios, Simi Valley has small-town charm with big-time history. Go to visitsimiValley.com for more information. We are so grateful to visitsimiValley.com for their commitment to presenting the Little House 50th Anniversary podcast.
Okay, we're back. Now things get good. This next scene, come on. We're back at the campsite. It's more intense. This is crazy. Okay, Pa comes back, tells Laura we're breaking up. We're going back. Like, throw out the food. I don't care. We're going. We're going. Yep. And she's like totally confused. Like, what? What's going on? He's like, don't ask questions. Pack up. We're going.
But there's a look she gives him at one point. I think she's totally baffled. But when he's saying it, and she's like, "Is Mr. Edwards hurt with the?" There's a look like, "Uh-oh. She's starting to like figure out what's happening."
Yep.
Yeah, and he's not going to talk about it. See that the horses are ready when I get back here with them. And he leaves. Now, Charles, he leads the horse, finds Mr. Edwards' hat. So Edwards is on the move. He follows a trail. Laura is now following Pa from a distance. Moving forward, I mean, there's a lot of motion going on here.
Yeah.
Edwards prepares to cross a river. He stumbles and falls. I mean, you get to see how he's struggling with every move that he's making. And Charles catches up with him. You want to hide your tracks. And he's, again, there's more upset. They fight. These are two guys, these dear friends, these close friends are down, and they are fighting.
And for someone who is depressed and wants to die, and yet is willing to go into a fist fight to defend his urge to kill himself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's sort of an interesting take. Yeah, he believes in it that strongly.
It was that harsh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because he would have gone through with it. Nope. I mean, without.
Oh, no question.
He was very determined by that point.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And then Laura sees them fighting, is horrified, and she's like, "Why are you fighting?" And they're like, "Get out of here! Don't interfere with us."
Right. He gets up. He takes the gun. I won't stop you, and I won't help you.
Yes, I'm not going to be part of this. Are you crazy? Right. I'm not going to be part of this.
And now this coming up here, this moment that we're about to talk about, this was the strongest in terms of Michael's interactions with Melissa, with any woman.
Shocking.
Laura doesn't want to leave him.
My jaw literally hit the floor. He really
popped her, unless they enhanced that sound. But
twice.
He really hit her.
Yes, he hit her in the face.
He hit her face twice.
He hit her in the face. He hit Laura in the face
because
twice.
Laura's fighting him and saying, "Why are you fighting? You can't leave him. We can't leave him." And she's getting hysterical, and he slaps the crud out of her twice.
Yeah, it was pretty strong.
And her face of shock.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all shocked. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why I did not remember any of this when I revisited this episode.
It out.
So
it's one
I blocked it out.
Another. It's one shock after another in this show.
It is.
And for the record, no, slapping a hysterical person actually doesn't help calm them down.
No.
We know better now. But people did. People used to slap hysterical people all the time. So they thought it was how you did.
And so Laura runs. Isaiah's left alone. Pa's going after her. He gets back to the campsite. He apologized to her.
Thank God.
Take the horses and go to the trailhead. So Laura realizes we're not going to leave him.
He's not going to leave Isaiah after all. Right.
And he answers very honestly. And this is where the magic of Little House comes in. You're led to believe that a higher power is going to step into this.
Yes.
And I don't know what I'm going to do. Go to the railhead and wait. I'll pray for him, Laura says. And we are back at the river. Are you going to die like your Indian friend?
Right, because Isaiah, when he was talking about his Sioux friend, he also mentioned that he's dead now because he became useless. And
Right, exactly. I mean, all this foreshadowing of how he's feeling. What we don't know is I mean, is he making up that story? I think we have to
Right.
trust the fact that that that's a true story.
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah. I thought he was telling the truth.
I think it's real that he saw that as an ultimate good act of manliness. A man cannot be useless and not take care of his wife and children. If a man cannot, then a man goes out into the woods like an animal and just like lays down by the river and checks out. You don't hang around being a burden to people. And he flat out says he can't be a burden.
Right.
There is something. Yeah, I mean, when you put it that way, Allison, and there's something very noble about that. It's
that's what he's shooting for. He's going for noble.
Yeah,
it's all really screwed up, and he can't comprehend that his wife and child would actually be devastated and would prefer to be at home, walking or no. He doesn't know that, but so he's going. Well, I can't do this to them. I got to go. I got to go dump myself in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Isaiah talks to Charles about the invention of the electric chair.
That was insane. I mean, this conversation had me gagged. Yes. He says there's this new invention called the electric chair, and they say it's more humane than hanging.
I don't know how he got from despair to capital punishment.
Because he was bonkers. He was saying how people who don't want to get a humane death and people who do want to die are denied the accessibility to do it themselves.
Wait, that was Albany, New York. They got an electric chair. And I was like, where is this going? And
were we talking about Dr. Kevorkian in some way? This is too. Was this too early for Dr. Kevorkian, or was this
1980? This episode,
79. 79.
He's talking about euthanasia. He's talking about like now they have modern equipment where if you want to, he's like going, well, they've got the electric chairs. People don't want it. Why don't they have anything for people who want it? He's advocating for euthanasia, literally, on Little House on the Prairie at 8:00 during the family hour.
This conversation was, first of all, historically fascinating. Also, I mean, really, I was like, oh crap, I didn't know that. But also, it was. I mean, he's so far gone in his depression and hopelessness.
Yeah, and he says to Charles, if you want to be humane, leave me that rifle and go. And I can't do that. I'm going to go find some supper. And he's taken the rifles and he's going. The great thing, I mean, he's clearly, what we understand is that he is committed. He's not leaving his friend. He's going to try and work this out some way. And so we cut to the edge of the river. We see we don't see the buck yet. We see Charles on a rock and he's
contemplative.
This moment, he's on that rock and he's looking up and he starts praying and going, God, what do I do? Tell me, is it not when Laura Lord is my shepherd sits on that where Jonathan says, go talk to God, child, and Laura sits on that rock and looks. It's the same camera angle, and he's sitting on the rock, and they're in Sonora, and I went, it's a flashback. It's a flashback to the Lord is my shepherd. He's talking to God on the mountaintop. He's doing it.
Wow. Also, this next moment is incredibly spiritual, but it's incredibly woo-woo. I mean, well, let's explain what happens and then we'll discuss. Right. So what happens is he's praying.
Right. He sees, so help me, Lord, give him a reason to live. Show me the way, please, please. He sees the buck.
Yes.
And he looks at the buck. He's got his gun. You're safe today, my friend. Just get out of here. He takes out his gun. He shoots. The deer doesn't leave. It's flinch. A sign. Show me the way.
Now, in spiritual circles, animals often represent messages or signs or spirits coming in animal form, coming sort of through the animal to send you messages. That's why you hear stories about, like, when my mom died, she said she'd come back in the form of a butterfly and then all of a sudden there's butterflies in the place that butterflies would never be, or you hear this all the time. Or a lot of times it's birds or different animals.
The trickster crossing over
and different animals represent different things. Also, like So I found this, my woo-woo side was like, oh, they're going here with this buck / God thing.
Yeah.
Which is really beautiful.
The animal is a sign. Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And what I don't know, did he kill the buck?
I think
so I know.
Because the buck
What do you
didn't
think?
move when he first shot to scare him away, and it was like, I guess I'm supposed to shoot you because he has like blood later. So and they have venison later. So I guess.
So I know it's very bizarre of like the spiritual moment, and then like I guess he shot the deer after all. Like
I shouldn't be laughing.
Oh, the deer's not moving. I'm supposed to shoot it.
I'll kill it.
It was that hunter.
Oh,
logic.
that's an interesting take, Allison.
Well,
the deer's not me. The deer is sacrificing itself for the solution.
Which is even weirder, but like this episode it gets weird on top of weird on top of terrifying.
Because at first I thought he did not shoot the deer. The deer was literally the symbol, and he.
But where'd the blood come from?
Well, it had to have been the deer. So I
and
know, but I was like, "Oh, he shot the deer." I know.
Yeah, they were going back home for venison. So yeah.
Well, there was we didn't hear another gunshot. Not that we necessarily would have had.
No, we do, and that's the one that Edwards hears.
Oh, that's right.
He does.
Oh, you're right. Of course, we heard another gunshot. We heard like 3 gunshots.
Boom.
Although I do not know why. I still don't understand how he came to this deer is God as a messenger. Guess I have to kill it now. I still don't get that.
Yes.
But anyway. But anyway, that happened.
But no, you're right. Of course, there were multiple gunshots.
So it's the second gunshot that gets Edward's attention, and he hear Pa?
Oh yeah,
Edwards. Oh, Edwards.
He calls to him. Yeah.
Yes, and Edward stumbles and falls, but he knows he has to get to Charles. He gets to Charles, who is lying with blood on him, saying that he's
gut shot. I'm gut shot.
Yes,
you got to get me a doctor.
That's fatal back then. Gut shots like
fatal.
Yeah, no one survives that.
So he's like, you have to go get Laura, and Edwards is like, I can't walk that, and he's like, well, you have to.
You have to. Yeah.
And so he does,
yeah.
And he makes it, and he overcomes all of the obstacles.
Yes.
And then poor Laura, who's like, poor Laura, he's like, your dad, we need to go. And she's like, has he been shot? Like, what happened? So now she thinks her father is dead. Or
first she thinks she's losing Mr. Edwards. Now her father's been shot. She's like, this is like the worst.
And I'm shot, and he's got to hobble away. That's the end of Act 3.
So.
And so Act 4 essentially is Edwards staggering through up hills and over rocks and through ravines to get to Laura.
Again, and only Victor French could have done this. That scene would not have worked. We'd have gone, why are we watching this guy crawl through the... He made it work. And my question now is, was his son the stuntman during a lot of that scene?
Yes. His son was the stand-in. Not necessarily the stuntman.
Okay.
But the stand-in. Yes, exactly. So young Victor, Ellen, this was young Victor's stepping into that role of stuntman or rather a stand-in for his father. He was the stand-in for Victor on Little House. He was Victor's stand-in on Highway to Heaven. Yeah. This was young Victor's role, was to be his dad in these situations. And so, all interesting. That would have been an interesting thing for young Victor to be being a part of lining up these shots and the crawling and that would have been a really interesting way to be indoctrinated into that role of being the stand-in.
Because this was his first episode as his stand-in.
Yes.
And that's this what an terrifying episode.
Yeah. So,
anyway, so Isaiah makes it to Laura and he's like, your dad's been shot. We have to get a doctor. And then magically, Charles appears.
Yeah, I mean, Isaiah says, I don't know what happened. And Charles says, that's right. You don't.
Yep. And what was it? He
says, I'm all right. I got some buck's blood on me.
Yeah.
Right.
So he faked the whole thing.
Made you not kill yourself.
Right.
It's this insane moment.
Smile, you're on candid camera. Yeah, prairie style.
You're still alive. Fooled ya. It's like, what?
Yeah,
I know,
so
it's kind of a
so
wild
don't sound so
twist.
disappointed. I'm supposed to be your friend. Remember? I mean, it's like because I think Isaiah is shocked, stunned, can't quite believe it, doesn't know what to think about this. I mean, I thought you were dying, Isaiah says. I almost killed myself to save you. Well, and then
right?
Charles responds in classic Michael kind of humor. This is exactly the kind of line that Michael always wrote. I thought killing yourself was your idea in the first place.
Right.
Isaiah's thinking about it. And then Charles acknowledges how the effort that Victor, I had a hard time keeping up with you. You move pretty good when you're thinking of something other than yourself, but other than something besides yourself, which I think is
pretty good when you're thinking of someone. This is the moral of the episode. Here it is. This is where it is. You're pretty good when you're thinking of someone besides yourself. And this is where it turns into the plot of It's a Wonderful Life. Because what happened in It's a Wonderful Life, Jimmy Stewart goes to kill himself because all is lost and they have no money. It's all falling apart.
His life's not worth it. Right.
And the angel is trying to stop him. And what does the angel do? He jumps in the water. And then Jimmy Stewart is totally strong. Oh, my God, I got to save the drowning guy. And when they later are even talking, he says, well, when I jumped in to save you. And Jimmy goes, I jumped in to save you. No, I jumped in, so you jump in and save me, dummy.
Me.
Yes, it's the angel trick in It's a Wonderful Life where Charles fakes out that he's dying and he is forced to save him, thereby saving his life. Boom.
All because the buck told him so.
And the deer told him to. And now they're going to eat him for dinner. And now they're going to eat him.
Told him to do it. And now they eat him.
Well, it's so interestingly,
well, it snaps them out of it. That's for sure.
Laura, as soon as your paw rests up, we'll go home. Isaiah has figured it out. I got a taste for venison, so he wants
They
deer
definitely killed that
somehow.
deer.
That deer's dead. Yeah.
That deer's dead.
Sorry,
sacrificial deer.
They killed the poor deer because.
And there are those smiles.
The deer is getting its reward in heaven.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. And then we're on the walk.
That's it.
Yeah, we're on the walk home, and the trio rides into the frame, and he's still singing Old Dan Tucker, the same verse. It's like the 10th
for
time.
17 hours straight.
Yeah.
And when his wife and child come running to him, did we all start to lose it and cry? We all started to lose it and cry. Yes.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
And that's the scene that we see.
But what do they say? Laura says, it's almost a miracle.
Yes.
Like a miracle. And he said, not almost. It's not.
Not almost. Not almost. Yeah, exactly. So here, this is sort of there's a reason that we chose this episode, everybody. And what we haven't talked about, I think we mentioned it, but Victor's son, Victor Allen French, and he wasn't Victor French Jr. He didn't want to be. Victor didn't want his son to be Jr. He's Victor Allen French. Young Victor, passed away on, he passed away on April 6th of this year. Yeah. Now, Mr. Edwards returned and made powerful contributions to Little House throughout the rest of its run, beginning in that season 8 episode, or season 6 episode 8 of season 6. Victor directed 18 episodes of Little House. He appeared, amazingly, he only appeared in 58 episodes.
It seems
his his contribution to Little House is much bigger than that.
Huge.
It's much bigger than the 58 episodes. I mean, his presence, what people got from him was enormous. Victor died on June 15th, 1989. Victor Allen French died on April 6th, 2026.
And they were both so young too. I mean,
Victor died at 54.
I mean, that's insane to me.
And
when
Victor
I think
Sr.
of how young both Michael and Victor were when they died, that is it's cruel.
When I think about knowing these people as a child, and I'm now older than either of them got to be, it breaks my brain. I just can't even.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how old was Victor Allen? 65, I think.
Is that right? So he was older. He was older. He was older than his
young.
father. He lived longer than his father did. I mean, look, his father, like Michael, lived very, very hard. I mean, there's, no doubt about that. There was no hiding from that. You could see it in his face. You could see it in his eyes, how hard he lived. Young Victor was I think young Victor had his challenges too, but he led with a very gentle spirit.
Beautiful. He was just so lovely.
Yeah.
It's just like a giant teddy bear. Yes, open heart.
Yes. So when we
didn't see me, he was signing sweet potatoes. He had a big bag of sweet potatoes, like Mr. Edwards in the pilot was autographing sweet potatoes for people for Christmas.
Just such a dear man. Every interaction I had with him, he was just so lovely.
So when we talked to Victor Allen and his sister Tracy during season 1, and we asked them about being together on the Little House set. And here's a clip from episode 43 of the podcast, which we called Victor French's Children Remember. I came in season 6, and when your father returned in season 6, you came with him. Had you ever been his stand-in before that experience? So tell us about that.
Well, he had always been saying, no, not yet.
Well,
before then, he still had a beard. I didn't have one. That's what got me the job was this beard.
Grew into it.
As soon as I was able to, he talked about it when we drove back from New Mexico after he filmed some movie out there, and we came driving back, and he was like, as soon as you grow a beard, you're going to be my driver and my stand-in.
Really?
Yes. And as soon as I got the beard, he went, you remember? I got a job for you.
What was that like for you stepping in? So now you've obviously been watching your father work for years, but now you're dressed as him and you're watching him do what he does. So the acting bug still wasn't getting at all.
I have horrible stage fright. I can't.
Really?
Yeah, I get up and my brain overloads. With your family, I have no trouble with family.
Yeah.
But this is wonderful. But I was on that set and going on to sets with him all the time. So to me, it was nothing to go there and just spend time being there.
Cool. Sure. Well, and it was a very comfortable set to be on, too.
The most comfortable. I remember extras coming in and going, we're on Michael's production. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah, everyone knew. There was one moment, I just want to share this real quick, that I had come to visit Dad on the set when Victor was dressed up, and he's my brother. I don't see he's looking like my dad. And they were sitting next to each other, wearing the same costume. And I stopped because I was out living my life, and he's, living his life. And I'll go by and visit Victor and Dad on the set. And I stopped dead in my track because I didn't see you with a beard. I'd never seen you with a beard before. Wow.
I love it because when I'm sitting at one of the events and I'm dressed up like him, I get that same thing from people who didn't expect him to be there.
Didn't he
Yeah, of course.
die?
I am just his stand-in. But I hug much better.
That was him.
Yeah, no, it was young Victor was a very sweet man. No question. And that's such an interesting family dynamic there. Yeah. And fans have loved seeing young Victor. When he came with his hats and his suspenders and his flannel shirts and all that. People loved seeing young Victor.
He brought such he really filled that empty void in the prairie community. His presence did. Absolutely.
He'd sing the song. He'd sing the song.
Yes,
he looks just like his father. He looks just like him.
And it was exactly. And you go, ooh.
Yeah.
So I'm glad we could.
him
I'm glad we could honor both Victor's memories with this particular episode. And I think it is fascinating that this episode, which is so powerful for his father, was in fact young Victor's first episode standing in for his dad on Little House. Quite a dose of experience that he got. And young Victor got to witness his father playing the things he'd watched him play for most of young Victor's youth, until the time that Little House came into their life. And that was, of all the work that Victor did, the work that he did on Little House, I think was, the family says that this was the greatest joy that he had, was playing in this space.
Mr. Edwards.
Yeah.
And
Pretty
if you
cool.
want to hear that entire episode, just go back. I think it's episode 43.
It is season 1, episode 43.
Called Victor French's Children Remember. And it's with Victor and his sister Tracy. And it's a wonderful, wonderful episode if you want to do a deep dive and go back and revisit it or visit it for the first time.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad we did that. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that's our show. That's our show for today, guys.
That's plenty.
Also, just if you are having suicidal ideations or thoughts, or someone who might be struggling, there is a hotline you can call anytime. Just dial 988, and that's the suicide prevention hotline. And I know I've used it on behalf of other people that I was concerned about, and they're always present, and they're always incredibly helpful. And it's just an amazing resource. 988. Everyone should know that number. It's as useful as 911. So 988 is it. 988. On that note, we hope everyone is well and doing great. And we thank you for coming here today and experiencing this with us. And we know it was a heavy one. So had to put a little bit of humor in there to lighten our spirits a little bit. If you want to know more about us or find out what we're doing, join us on our socials, Little House 50 Podcast, or our website, littlehouse50podcast.com. You can like and subscribe and write us a great review. That helps get the word out and the algorithm going. And we'll see you next time, you guys. We'll do a Patreon too. If you're not on Patreon, come and join us because we'll be talking more. See you next time. Bob, get the wig. Let's fly. Woo! I know. It's another episode. It's like, not the ending credits. Music. No.
Happy now.